do Harrison Ford, both George Bushes, Ernest Hemingway, and Tiger Woods all have in common? If you guess that they're all avid fly fishermen, then you guessed right. Fly fishing today is a huge industry. There are hundreds of thousands of people involved in fly fishing. I've been involved, or been a fly fisherman, since I was a young boy, going out fly fishing with my dad. Today I'm going to be talking about how fly fishing can benefit you, and it can be a great hobby for anybody. If you were to reel in a big fish like this, what would your reaction be? I'm guessing it'd be much like the man in the picture here. Excited. Very willing to spend more money to catch another big fish. And if you didn't catch that big a fish on your first trip, but you still caught a few, you've learned how addicting fly fishing can become, and how you really want to become a fisherman that can catch fish like this all the time. That being said, when people catch big fish, it brings other people into the game. That means that fly fishing equals a lot of money. There are hundreds of thousands of fly fishermen each year going out, spending money on gas, hotels, food, equipment, guides for themselves and for their groups. Fly fishing is a billion-dollar industry. Like I said, hundreds of thousands of people are involved. I think it is now time for you, too, to become involved in fly fishing. First of all, fly fishing allows you to get outside. There are beautiful areas. Worldwide, there are very many areas that are very known for fly fishing. Right here in eastern Idaho, we have the South Fork of the Snake River, where thousands of people come to fly fish every year. Dick Cheney, who was the Vice President of the United States, also was an avid fly fisherman on the South Fork. He came multiple times while he was serving as Vice President to eastern Idaho to fly fish. Beautiful scenes like this one picture are what give fly fishermen not only the chance to catch a big fish, but also just to enjoy the outdoors and get away from the hustle and bustle of our everyday work lives. In fly fishing, you're always doing something. It's much different than your average bait fisherman who casts his line into the lake and waits for a fish to come up and bite it. In fly fishing, you're continually having to cast. You're also having to continually strip in the line, meaning making it tight. So when a fish does come up and catch your fly, you can reel him in very easily. Also with fly fishing, you have to guess or understand what is going out on the river. You have to understand which flies are out on the river or at the lake at that time, so you can match that exact catch. This means you have to understand the size, the color, and sometimes even the texture of a fly in order to put on the same match on your line so you can catch a fish. Here is a small video clip from the movie A River Runs Through It of how exciting fly fishing can become. As you can see from this video clip, The fly fisherman as featured in the video was very excited to catch a fish and be back out on the river after being away from home for a very long time. Fly fishing also isn't as expensive as other hobbies to get into. Sure, you'll have to spend a few $100s to get involved, but those few $100s will last you a very long time. Now, as the industry is growing and more people are getting involved in fly fishing, they're starting to market combo packages as seen here on the screen that allow a beginner to get involved very inexpensively. These combination packages also usually come with a rod, a reel, the lines needed, and usually and sometimes a few beginner flies. Fly fishing, as seen in the stores, can be very expensive. If you go to the stores and buy everything there, it is very expensive. But as a lot of fly fishermen have found out, it is very inexpensive if you tie your own flies, as pictured here on the screen. This man is tying his own flies. In doing so, you're given the flexibility of tying the size, the color, and even the weight of the fly that you want on. Whereas when you go to the store, you're only given the opportunities to buy those flies that are in the store. And if they're out, then you're not going to have the right fly that is needed in order to catch fish. But when you tie your own flies, you're given a lot more flexibility. Fly fishing, as I have grown up with, is a great family activity. Here on the screen, it looks like a husband and wife out fly fishing. And here on this screen, there is a father and a son who are fly fishing together. I grew up this way, with my father and I going out fly fishing on a regular basis. It was an opportunity for us to get out and have some activities and get to know each other better away from the TV and the computer and my friends or his friends and the telephone and work. All these things were left behind as we went out and went fly fishing. Fly fishing is a beautiful sport. As seen and depicted here on the screen, this could be you, enjoying fly fishing for what it has to